Hi, I'm Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am somebody who likes to paint and connect with creative people. If you're somebody who would like to connect, leave me a comment. I respond to all of them. All right, I'm gonna jump in. So a little while ago, somebody who is extremely kind but also very talented made me a hand-bound journal. This journal was absolutely fabulous. It's incredible. I'll show an image here, but if you want to know more about this journal, watch the video from last week. I've got it linked below. This gift was so thoughtful and it honestly blew me away. It's so whimsical and fancy and it feels like magic. So in return, I've done a whimsical painting for this artist. I've yet to sign it, but here it is. So a handmade gift for a handmade gift. This was so much fun to do. I spent quite a bit of time on it. It's really my first whimsical landscape. It almost feels dreamlike or kind of like an old-fashioned video game I used to play as a kid. In the rest of this video, I'll be showing the process in which I painted this, so I hope you enjoy.
You know that one art piece that you shoved in the closet years ago thinking, ugh, I'll fix it one day? Well, mine had a sunflower on it and it sat there for 7 years. It was kind of sad. Yellow petals, faded background, a little too plain for me now, but instead of letting it gather dust, I decided to give it a second life. So I covered it up and then I went wild. Bright colors, bold brushstrokes, swirls of whimsical detail, totally different from the sunflower's quiet personality. I wanted it to feel alive, joyful, and just a little magical. It's amazing what can happen when you give something a second chance. I wanted this painting to feel like you stepped into a dream. I began by covering the canvas in soft, blended tones, misty blues, muted purples, and a wash of pale gray. Distant fog rolling in between trees. To keep the scene from feeling a little too sweet, I wove in streaks of shadow, deep indigo and green, just enough to make you wonder what's beyond the horizon. With the background finished, the stage was set, a soft and eerie world ready for the magical landscape to take shape. I wanted the whole painting to feel like it was breathing, like every element was drawn toward one glowing, foggy center. I sketched the tree off to the side, giving it a long, sweeping trunk that tilted gently inward. Each branch was painted with a subtle curve, almost like it was leaning into the light. With every stroke, I thought about direction, how the lines could guide the eye, pulling you back into the bright, hazy core. Even the smallest twigs pointed home. The fog at the center spilled outwards in soft layers, while the tree's movement bent and reached towards it, like it couldn't resist being drawn into the glow. It's not just a tree, it's a quiet reminder that sometimes everything within us is reaching for the light. Towards the bottom of the canvas, I started working in rocks and pebbles to try to work in a more earthy tone. I'm an artist who favors strong contrast in their art, so I'm adding some highlights where I think the sunlight would hit the tree. I wanted this forest to feel endless, thick with trees, shadows, and mystery, so that when the water appeared, it felt like you'd stumbled into a hidden world. I started with a narrow river cutting through the darkness using deep greens and blues, letting the edges blur so it felt like it wrapped into the mist. The current moved slowly at first, almost like it was holding its breath. Then the drop. I let the paint fall in long, sweeping strokes, layering pale turquoise and white, so the water shimmered as it fell. Tiny splashes of light scattered around it, little freckles that made it feel alive. I add more highlights here to give the water more of a shimmer. Flowers are my very favorite thing to paint. However, I wanted the focus of this painting to be the waterfall, so I decided to paint these in an almost fairy-like gestural way. With these little details, I started to see the magic come alive in this painting. I was getting so excited. Once the painting was done, I fell in love with it. The movement of the brushstrokes and the contrasting colors made this painting feel so moody, which give it a little bit of whim that I love.
Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Elizabeth, and I'll post every week on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. Bye.